Welcome back to A Good Listen, where today we're going to talk about why we chose North Carolina.
I actually just got back from Wyoming, and so that's why this video is a little bit later than we hoped. My brother just got married, and we were traveling quite a bit. But, anyways, let's get into it. So, originally, we really didn't know much about North Carolina or ever been over here. Um, and it just kind of started popping up on like my job feeds and just kind of got onto our radar. And so we started looking into some of the categories we cared about. And those are what we're going to talk about today.
We're going to talk about 5 categories and rank the importance of each one to us, and then talk about where North Carolina fell into the categories.
Yeah, perfect. Sweet. All right, so the first category we'll talk about is climate and geography. For me, this is definitely like one of the lesser important categories. What about you?
The same.
Probably same. So I'd say probably like the least important one out of all of them, but it was still important to us. And um, North Carolina is obviously different from Wyoming, where it's humid and it's not as mountainous, but it does have mountains. But and it also has the beach, so I thought it was a pretty good fit. It's not like California or Wyoming beauty, but it's still like really beautiful, I think.
Definitely beautiful in its own
Yeah. What do you think?
way. It's a change for sure. But it's also always been like one of my life dreams to live close to the beach.
I didn't even know that.
So far we haven't even made it to the beach,
Not
but
yet.
we'll get there. And I think then it'll hit me a little bit better that we're actually living pretty close to the beach.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
I'm excited.
All right, so for climate and geography, if I had to rank it 1 through 5, I'd say like 4 out of 5 because it's got 4 seasons. It's beautiful. You got the mountains and the beach, and but it's like mild temperatures, pretty much besides humidity. But yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree.
All right. All right, the next topic is community and culture. I'd say this was a little bit more important than the geography and climate to us, but still not the most important. So it's the fourth most important one. Um, all right, so for community and culture, we really haven't gotten like a really good idea yet, just only being here a couple months. I can say that like the people are super nice and everyone seems really friendly. The pace of life isn't like super busy and it seems like a pretty good pace. And it also seems really family oriented, which we're all looking for.
Um, like you said, we haven't really been able to do much, but like I definitely see a lot of potential. Um, like you go to the grocery store and you see quite a few people that are our age, definitely family oriented, like tons of families anywhere that you go. But also, like, even just scrolling on social media, I see like mom groups that meet up and like go on walks or do workouts together, all kinds of stuff that I'm like really excited about being able to try because that was not a thing back home.
Yeah, I think there definitely is a lot of potential when we see that. It's just we haven't explored it a ton yet. Even just like going on walks and on the pathways and stuff, just a lot of younger people and stuff like that. So I would say probably 4 out of 5 again, just because we don't really know. Kind of hard to see, but definitely could be a 5 out of 5. Not sure yet.
Yeah, I think starting our jobs too will definitely help us find that
Yeah,
what
for
we're
sure.
looking forward to. But
So
yeah,
update on Monday.
yeah, yeah. There you go.
The next one is actually I'd say a step up in importance from the previous two, which is cost of living. That's one thing that was starting to drive us out of Wyoming. It's just after COVID, the price is really going up and the wages not changing much. So just like not being able to afford to live there anymore, unless we wanted to kind of accept a lot of I don't know. It just we weren't able to achieve the things that we wanted, or even have like the housing that we wanted, or even close to support a growing family. So, cost of living, I've been surprised about like the groceries. They are significantly cheaper, especially when you find out like we've figured out like which grocery stores to go to for certain things. We've been navigating that. We've been finding some pretty good deals. And then like gas and just general stuff like that has been quite a bit cheaper than back home. Rent we are paying a little bit more than, but we're getting a lot more house than what we were back home. So I still think that our value is better. And then like for buying, that's what we're really looking at because we want somewhere where we can put our roots down, and the buying market is a lot better here than back home.
And I think it helps like moving out here and getting an idea, like experiencing each suburb to figure out where fits us and our needs best. Um, so I'm excited about that too, being able to find where we want to end up. So, because here there's an opportunity to achieve that goal, whereas back home it felt a little bit more like less of a possibility anytime soon. So.
Yeah, it definitely didn't feel like something we could achieve, and it's something we wanted for sure. So, what do you want in the future? So I'd say cost of living is probably like, I don't know, 3 out of 5 or 3.5 out of 5 to 4, somewhere in that. It's definitely getting more expensive here, and you can see that just like with housing and everything, but it's still like a lot better than most places in the United States.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
is that what you'd say?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, perfect.
All right, next we're going to talk about job market and career opportunities.
Yeah, so for job market and career opportunities back home, we didn't have any possibilities for my career, and even with schooling, I didn't have any options in state to be able to go to grad school, and so that's originally kind of what got us looking at different states. And North Carolina kept popping up, and I started looking at some of the options and the career opportunities, and I was like, these look like that they're really good, and I didn't know if they were actually real or how real they were able to achieve them. And um, so in the end, I did get a good job, and one that has a lot of career potential, which is what I was looking for. But it did take like 6 or 7 months of applying. It was a lot more competitive than I thought, but there are a lot more jobs than I realized. And a lot of that was just understanding the industry and trying to break into it. And so I think it is really good when it comes down to that. But it was just a steep learning curve for me. As far as Kendra, she can talk about her career opportunities and whatever for her.
I know last video I kind of mentioned that it had been a really long process from the time I had started applying for my license, and then once I finally got it, it was about 2.5-ish months between the two. And so I haven't really had very much opportunity in terms of like work. I know that there's a high demand for hygienists pretty much anywhere, which is really nice about my career is that I can get a job anywhere I end up going. Um, it's definitely just gonna have to be like finding the perfect office that feels like home, which is gonna be hard after leaving my last job. But I've been to a couple places that definitely have that potential. But another nice thing about hygiene out here is because there is such a good demand, they're always looking for temp hygienists. And so I can just pick up shifts if I need to, too. So if I don't end up finding something that fits my needs or fits my schedule or what I'm looking for, temping is definitely a good option to have. And it's nice to have that like in my back pocket if we need the extra cash or whatever.
For sure.
But yeah.
Yeah, I would say for us, like for me, anyways, it's probably like 4.5 out of 5 for job opportunities. I don't know what you would say for you. Probably not the best as far as high paying goes in the United States, but a lot better than even Wyoming and where we came from. So
And we'll just have to keep you guys updated once I figure out what I want to do. He just spilled all those wipes everywhere, so please hold. So now we'll talk about long-term growth and why we think this is the most important for us.
Yeah. So I think this one is the most important for us and kind of what the wake up call of why we needed to look to move in the first place. Again, we were just kind of being outpriced back home, and we knew with a growing family and with Kendra wanting to stay at home, but one day that we wouldn't be able to keep up with that, and so we needed to look for somewhere where we had a brighter future and more potential. And so for North Carolina, I think with our job possibilities and with the housing possibilities, that there is a pretty good long term growth. But then the other things that play into that, again, is like the culture in the family. And I think there's also a lot of potential there to set roots down. And yeah, so I mean, almost every category. And then you also have the geography and the weather and all that in there too. You don't want to be somewhere that's like Alaska or, oh, Alaska's good in some ways, but like North Dakota where you just have um, pretty rough weather and there's not anything beautiful. That's something that's kind of valuable for us. And so if you're going to put down roots somewhere, then I think that's important to have the mountains and the beach and whatever else to keep you satisfied that way.
Um, Nothing against Wyoming, but I think that back home there was definitely like a cloud over just how life felt. And I feel like here there's just been little puzzle pieces that North Carolina has just definitely felt like it's putting everything back to piece together. Um, and it's all making sense, and it definitely has so much potential in every category that we've compared, and even things that we haven't even mentioned. And so it helps feel like our dreams and goals are attainable, whether that be like Dominic's career wise or eventually me being able to stay at home. It feels like,
Achievable.
yeah, feels like we'll get there someday.
Yeah. And none of this was like about short term like wants or needs. Although I feel like we've had more of that than we thought. Like we don't have anything really in our house. We haven't got to do a whole lot, but like we got back from Wyoming and I was like, man, I miss it. When we were talking about while we were in Wyoming, like we missed it. And that was surprising to me and I think to Kendra a little bit. And like we definitely miss all of our people back home. And
That's probably like the one thing I miss the most is, I mean, obviously, like you're always gonna miss home. And I miss like the beauty of Wyoming and just like the comfort of Wyoming, but it's definitely like the people, like our families and all of our friends and stuff. I definitely miss like having that community and that support. Distance makes it a little bit harder, but that
yeah.
was for sure. Okay, just as an update, Dominic starts his new job on Monday, so send good vibes. And in a couple weeks, I have a working interview at an office that I really want to work at, so send good vibes.
Yes. Lots of prayers and wishes.
Yes.
And just to wrap up, I think that kind of explains why we chose North Carolina. There's some states that do everything better in each individual category, but we felt if you take all those 5 categories and want to do pretty well in each of them, that North Carolina met it the most. Some states are cheaper, but they don't have as good career opportunities, or they suck to live in because their weather, or they're just not safe. That's something I should have put on here too. Safety is big to
Oh
us,
yeah.
and it's been pretty impressive so far being so close to a major city.
Yeah.
That's one thing I didn't put on there that we should have talked about. But yeah, safety was important to us, and um,
Dominic did a lot of research in regards to safety because
yes,
obviously, as a young new family with an infant, we wanted somewhere that we would feel safe and comfortable. And Dominic did a lot of looking into things before we moved out here.
for sure, for sure. But yeah, so I think that's yeah, like Massachusetts has better career opportunities, but also it's way more expensive, crowded, and probably not as good of weather. And there's just things like that, and just kind of compared to each state and everything, and it seemed like it was the best state for us individually, but not for everyone, for sure.
Yeah,
All right. Anything else to add?
I don't think so. Take the leap of faith.
Take the leap of faith.
We haven't been here for a long time, but it definitely feels like this is where we're supposed to be.
Yes, it does feel like home. And we'll keep you updated on if that changes and also all our other family adventures after we start having a few more after we get settled. So keep updated and check back next week.
See you next week.